If you clicked on this video, I already know one thing. You are tired. Tired of not being confident, of feeling like you are not enough, tired of constantly comparing yourself to everyone else. And I want to start off by saying this as gently as possible. You are not the problem. The story that you were handed is. Trust me, I know that story all too well. I grew up being constantly told that I wasn't pretty, being bullied for how I looked pretty much entire kindergarten, elementary school, primary school. Even my family used to tell me I was the ugly child, I was overweight, and that resulted in me not feeling enough. When you grow up like this, not only you feel ugly, but you also feel unworthy. Hi, my name is Naomi and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you like I wish someone had talked to me when I was younger, crying in my room, being depressed over how I looked. Let's start with where that belief I am ugly comes from. I promise you, you weren't born hating your face. Kids don't look at themselves or other people and think, oh, this person is ugly. They only think like that once someone teaches them to think that way. Perhaps someone in your family made comments about your weight. Maybe you were being compared to your sibling or you were bullied in school. These moments stick to you. They slowly start to harden in your subconscious mind until you fully believe them. Psychology also calls this the core wounds. And the two wounds tied to appearance are, first, rejection. You think that you are not good enough just as you are. And number two, shame. You think that something about you is wrong or weird. If you grew up in a toxic critical household, you learn to see yourself through the eyes of a person who didn't know how to love properly or who was insecure about themselves. They projected this onto you. So no wonder you cannot see your own beauty. Our brains have a negativity bias, which means that you are more likely to believe or remember something negative someone said about you rather than something positive. Negativity is such a strong emotion. Someone can compliment you in so many ways, but that one hurtful comment that you heard when you were 12 years old, now you are older and you still believe that. Body dysmorphia is so much more common than people believe. It shows up on so many different levels, but if you do at least one of these following things I'm going to mention, you probably have some sort of body dysmorphia. If you fixate on flaws that no one else notices, zoom in on your insecurities on every single picture. When you see an unflattering angle of yourself, you immediately start to think that's how you look. Or if you avoid mirrors or obsess over them. This just means that your brain is currently running a distorted image of you based on old emotional data. You are judging yourself with the emotional eyesight of the past. Before I tell you how to change this, I really need you to know that glowing up physically will not suddenly fix you feeling ugly. I have lost over 30 kilograms and I have changed in ways that younger me would just not believe. Even after I lost all that weight, I still felt ugly. I still saw myself like that scared, unconfident, overweight person. And this happens to so many people because our bodies can change faster than our minds. Why do you think that people who get plastic surgery can still have the same insecurity? They still see themselves with the same old nose they used to have or lips. That's why so many people get hooked on plastic surgery. Your brain hasn't updated to the new information. You are still seeing yourself with the old pair of eyes. You have learned to see yourself through a harsh lens. If you continue seeing yourself like this, you'll just constantly find a new thing to obsess over about, new thing to hate on yourself. You won't even notice all the progress that you have made because your mind is still living in the old version of you. Sometimes I look at my old pictures and I'm in awe how I used to look. Back then, I used to think, oh my god, I'm so ugly. And looking back at it now, I can actually see how pretty I was back then. We are just so harsh on ourselves. And here is something important that no one tells you. Attractive people are insecure too.
For a long time, beauty was about hiding for me.
I have my insecurities that I won't mention because then y'all will look at it.
Your name in the public eye, sex symbol, right?
It adds pressure to a girl who has body dysmorphia and didn't really ever see herself that way. I was never her. You created her.
When you think about it, some of the most successful celebrity-like people are not really conventionally attractive. And I don't mean this in any mean way. I just want to prove to you that confidence, talent, and presence will take you way further than a perfect face or perfect body would ever take you. Even if you're not chronically online, I'm sure that you have seen people argue about how attractive a certain person is. People were doing like hear me out, putting a picture of someone who wasn't conventionally attractive, but they found that person attractive. And these people whose images were used, guess what? Even though they were not conventionally attractive, they still book roles. They still perform. They still show up to the world. And they still have thousands, if not millions, of people who do find them attractive. All thanks to their energy, confidence, identity, and self-belief. Your face is not the thing that's holding you back. Your story, your identity is holding you back. So remember, even the beautiful celebrities you look up to still have insecurities. And if those celebrities who have millions of people taking care of their look, going to so many procedures every single month, to their own fitness trainer, their own stylist, their own makeup artist, if they still struggle, of course you will struggle too. So what does this tell us? Feeling ugly has nothing to do with how you look. It has everything to do with your internal world. Your insecurity doesn't prove that you are ugly. It just proves that you are human. And it's proof that the solution to you not feeling ugly isn't getting some work done or working on your physical image. It's healing the part of you that doesn't feel worthy. Let me give you a fast, simple breakdown of why you cannot see your own beauty. We as humans have a familiarity struggle. If we see something too often, we get used to it, and we can even develop an ugly bias. Because the more you see something, the less special it will feel. Imagine how many times you desired a certain thing, but once you obtained it, suddenly it didn't feel so special. You see your face every single day. So of course, it's not the same like someone seeing you for the first time. Other people see you with neutrality. There was actually this trend on TikTok where you had to use a certain filter that would completely distort your face. And once you put it off, that's how you look to other people when they see you for the first time. I tried it and it was really eye-opening for me. Another thing is that stress and your self-worth completely changes how you see your face. Multiple studies have shown that people who have negative self-image often perceive negative expressions even when there is none. You can look at your neutral face and even though there is no expression, you will just see someone who is angry or someone who looks sad, simply because your emotional state shapes your perception. That's why sometimes you can see online in the comments when someone is commenting on someone's appearance and they say, "Oh my god, do you see how sad they look?" And many people are, "What do you mean? They don't look sad to me." That's what happens. And lastly, the mirror doesn't show your personality, but other people can see it immediately. How you treat other people and your behavior influences a lot your attractiveness. Sometimes someone can be really attractive or look conventionally good, but once you get to know that person and they turn out to be a complete piece of trash, you will just not look at them the same way. Kindness, confidence, and positive energy all excludes attractiveness. There are certain people who are not conventionally attractive, but when they walk into a room, you can just see their energy and them shining. Attractiveness is a mix of visual and non-visual cues, but you are seeing yourself with only one, the visual. And now we get to the part of the video which most people skip because it's also the most difficult one, and that's the healing part. These are the steps that genuinely change the way I see myself. Number one, stop internalizing other people's projections. When someone insults your appearance, it actually tells a lot more about that person than what it says about you. People who are at peace and confident don't look for flaws in others. I want you to look back at people who told you that you were ugly and ask yourself, why am I willing to believe this person? Usually the answer is you were either too young or they were an authority figure. So you didn't know any better back then, but you do know now. Number two, rebuild the relationship with your body, not with your appearance. Instead of asking yourself, do I look good today? Ask, how do I feel And am I treating my body with respect? Your body is your home and it has carried you through so many moments in your life. Even on your worst days, it still shows up for you. Try focusing on neutrality instead of forced positivity. You do not need to look in the mirror and force yourself to think of yourself as beautiful or attractive. Just say affirmations such as, I am allowed to exist in this body. This is my face, my body, this is the way I look, and it's completely okay. I still deserve love and happiness even though I don't feel cute. Neutrality can bring you closer to feeling positive and good about yourself. Number 4, stop comparing yourself. Every time you catch yourself comparing yourself to someone else, I want you to remind yourself, you do not want to think that they have. You want the feeling you imagine that they have. If you are into manifestation, when you are manifesting, you are not actually manifesting the thing that you desire, but you are manifesting the feeling behind it. If you want more money, why do you want more money? You want to feel free or you want to feel successful. If you are manifesting a specific person, you are not manifesting that specific person. You are manifesting the feeling of love and feeling of being cared for by that person. So back to our topic. People who look perfect still struggle. Perfection doesn't exist and it's not a feeling. Usually it's a filter. Especially now on social media, so many people are using filters, even on video, even me right now, because I have a really disgusting pimple. I'm sorry, I'm catfishing you too. Retouch, not only on photos, but even videos now is so common. More than you think. So unfollow people who trigger you or make you feel bad about yourself. Even if it's just temporarily, your peace is not optional and you need to prioritize your well-being. Number 5, focus on identity, not beauty. Such as your skills, your posture, how kind you are to other people, how you speak, how you carry yourself, your passions, your self-respect, your self-image. All these things will make you glow in a way that nothing else ever will. Number 6, mirror work. Not many people do this, and it's actually such a life hack. Stand in front of the mirror and look yourself right in the eyes. And instead of focusing on your flaws, focus on saying, these legs carried me throughout my entire life. These eyes have seen so much and still look for beauty in the world. This face is mine with all its history, and I'm still trying and learning to treat it gently. Try to pick at least one thing you genuinely like or allow about yourself and your body instead of focusing on the ones you hate. And number 7, match your environment to your healing. If you live or are surrounded by people who constantly make fun of you, make fun of how you dress, how you express yourself, the way you look, your self-worth will always feel fragile. And if you cannot leave this environment yet, try to create some sort of safe space for yourself. Whether that is your room or some online community, journaling. Try hobbies that have nothing to do with your appearance. Your beauty grows where your nervous system feels safe. I want you to repeat after me. I am not ugly. I am just not healed of the old self-image. Remind yourself that you are not a before picture. You are not some flaw that needs to be fixed. You are just someone who learned to survive by criticizing yourself before anyone else could. That felt safer than being hurt by other people. But you need to know that you are not that child anymore. You are not that person anymore. You don't need that defense mechanism in your life any longer. And if you stay with me video by video, subscribing to my channel, I believe that I'll be able to help you build a version of yourself that feels safe, confident, loud, and beautiful in a way other than just their appearance. You have stumbled on this video because you are ready to heal, and I am so proud of you for that. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and leave a comment. Sending you so much love. I hope to see you in the next video as well. Bye!